Will Ethereum 2.0 make Cardano obsolete? No. In fact, all the core protocols of Cardano are better than what Ethereum 2.0 will be once finished in every category. We're more Byzantine resistant. We have explicit blockchain-based governance, which Ethereum hasn't even touched at all. We have a better idea of how to update the system. We have a significantly better network design than anything that they proposed in 2.0, and our consensus protocol is better. Plus, with Hydra, our theoretical throughput is orders of magnitude better than anything that can achieve with ledger-based sharding. And we don't have to implement enormous complexity to achieve ledger-based sharding because we can do all this in a single shard environment with a layer 2 solution and still get 1,000 TPS on the single shard environment with maximum optimization. Makes no sense at all, Ethereum 2's direction. And it's a classic example of they tried 500 things, they settled on one thing that made sense, and they're just about to push their whole community into a world of trade-offs and endless debates over parameter this, parameter that. We're fighting over pledging and K. Imagine having 16 parameters you have to set, and those parameters can mean that you lose your money. It's much more controversy. And they're going to have F2 and F1 living at the same time. So there's going to actually be an Ethereum classic. And they're going to be a war with themselves during this transition. You know, the minute that they said we're going to have a fight over ProgPow, I knew for a fact that they had no intention of shipping proof of stake quickly. Because why the hell would you even bother to change your proof of work algorithm if you're planning on deploying your proof of stake algorithm in a 6-month time horizon? Why even have the fight? Just go straight to proof of stake. Unless you don't think it's going to be 6 months. It's going to be 2 years, 3 years, and you need to solve your difficulty bomb. You need to solve your issues today. So I think there's a lot of intellectual dishonesty there, and you know, we wish them well. And if they do cool stuff, great. But no, it's not all it's cracked up to be. What about their ZK rollups? Yeah, Starkware. Dump a bunch of money into Starks, an academic concept that is going to require a tsunami, a metric fuck ton of research to get into a practical contract. I love Eli Ben-Sas, and he's a good guy. And we had an opportunity to invest in Starkware as well. And, you know, we talked to him at Eurocrypt. His papers are great. They're post-quantum resistant. They've done cool things like Stark Dex. There's good stuff there. It's legitimately solid research, and they are one of the pioneers in the ZK industry. But there's a world of difference from being a pioneer in a science to go to reality and actually get that into a product. They'd be the first to admit that. And it's going to require years and years and years and years of hard work to get to a point where these things are practical. And I believe ultimately over an arc of time, 5 to 10 years, they'll probably get there, which is why Intel Ventures and others put money into their company. It's a real thing. There's real stuff there. It's not fake. It's real. It's good research. There's good scientists, good engineers at that firm. But it's a long arc. We do ZK research. We wrote Sonics. We implemented it. It took 1.5 years, actually almost 2 years now, from when we wrote the paper to the finalized implementation. We just did the presentation with Markov Kohlweiss about it. And we're opening those libraries up. They're written in Rust. It was not easy. It was very much not easy. And Sonic is not even in the magnitude of complexity and scope of what Starks are trying to achieve. There's just a lot more there that's in their agenda. So to do roll-ups and all these other things, it's optimistic to believe that they're in the short time horizon. But they are the only mechanism that I've seen long-term recursive snarks, these types of structures, to get to occlusive accountability when you have a petabyte scale system. So they are a necessary long-term component. It was very wise for Vitalik to put money into it. And I think that was one of the best teams to ride on. We just had a unique advantage that we kind of went and poached Microsoft at the Cambridge campus, and it put us in a unique position where we were able to have a slightly different approach that we figured we could get things to market a little faster and also pursue slightly orthogonal research, in particular private computation through non-homomorphic means.